guys, welcome back to my car. I'm totally off center right now because it's a really dreary day, and so this window right here has a lot of white light and it was completely darkening me out. Can you imagine? Like, I have like studio lights like in my beauty room where I film regularly. Can you imagine if I had like a portable little set like for my car? That would be hilarious. And I thought that people would stare at me before when I would look like I'm talking to nobody. But no, you could just stare at me now because I've got miniature dash mounted studio lights. That would be pretty classic, I gotta tell you. So again, welcome back to my car. I'm on my lunch break. It's hilarious because I got so long-winded in my last vlog at this time last week, talking about working for Sephora, and if you haven't checked it out, then you'll find out what I'm talking about. But I got so long-winded that I was almost late for work. But I don't think that's a problem that I have. Do you? That I don't have things to talk about and I don't know how to make conversation? Because honestly, I feel like that's all that these vlogs are. It's just me talking, and I'm just kind of fascinated that you're enjoying the conversation with me. Actually, I love talking to you, so that works out pretty good for me too. But anyway, so I will be, as per usual, touching up my makeup. But what I wanted to talk about today for just a few minutes, because I also have like a couple of questions, is I wanted to talk about my little guy, Fred. You know, my little dog, Fred. Fred is a Chinese crested powder puff. So the powder puff dogs are usually the hairless dogs. They usually win the ugliest dog competitions because they aren't usually born with a lot of teeth, so their tongue hangs out. Yeah, it looks just like that, by the way. So their tongue hangs out a lot, and they don't have any hair, and it looks like they lost their hair instead of actually not being born with hair. So pretty frequently they are dubbed the ugliest dogs. In this case, Fred is what they call a powder puff, which means that he was born with a full body of hypoallergenic hair, which was kind of the reason we got him. Not only are they a fabulous breed, but I have allergies, which is why I'm always blowing my nose and wiping off my foundation, and so it works out really nicely to have him being hypoallergenic. So he's 15 and almost a half. Hold on. Doing the lipstick thing. Hold on. I'm so over liquid lipstick right now. My lips can't take it. I'm using like one of my favorite MAC cream sheens right now. This is Shy Girl. It's creamy without being too glossy, but it definitely gives you some moisture, which is definitely what my lips need right now. So anyway, so Fred is more than 15 years old, and he was in my wedding. He was in our wedding. He had a little black bow tie, and the best man, my husband's best man, walked Fred down the aisle. Fred was technically the ring bearer, but we didn't give him the rings because he eats and swallows anything, and we really didn't want to capture that on film that day. That would have been awesome. But Fred's been with us, I mean, obviously more than 15 years. And so, I just learned when we went for his annual physical that he has very, very early stage kidney disease. And originally I was like, no, you know, obviously, because I live for him. But I mean, honestly, he's 15, and I'm really surprised he hasn't had something come up before, or, you know, already. And so, so we've put him on, so I've got a couple questions. We put him on food that we bought from the vet, which was renal support canned food, which Fred loves. He doesn't care. He lives for canned food. So actually, Fred lives for all food. And so we got him some special low protein food because that's supposed to be the best thing to support the kidneys and kind of let them live, let the kidneys live a little bit longer, and in essence, I suppose, the animal. We were looking into treats though, because Fred loves treats, and they don't really seem to market treats that are low in protein, particularly for animals that are having some trouble. So I was curious if anybody out there could recommend any dog treats that are good for dogs that are experiencing some kidney disease, and so that's great. I did learn though, however, that some natural things are carrots and animal crackers, and Fred, I can tell you, loves both of those already, and so that really shouldn't be a problem. But I was just kind of curious if there were any kind of soft treats out there that you guys might be familiar with, because I wasn't really finding anything in my research. My other question was, and I only want to hear the good stuff, I'm just putting it out there, no sadness down below in the comment section. Have you had dogs that live a long time with kidney disease? I just want to hear all the good stuff. And so if you have, you are free and welcome to share that with me in the comment section below. And so going along with the fact that Fred is more than 15 and will not clearly live forever, I have a couple perspectives on that. My first perspective is I'm happy he's going first, you know, before, hopefully, who knows, you know, I mean, you could always just get hit by a bus. My mother always said, now we always say you could get hit by my mother's bus. I don't know where her bus is, but apparently it's taking people out left and right. So ideally, I will live longer than Fred, and I think this is good because I want to be there with him, you know, towards the end, and I want to care for him, and I want him to know that he's not alone. I also wouldn't want to go first. I had to say that very quickly so that I didn't start to cry. I also don't want to go first because I don't want him to miss me, or my husband for that matter. You know, you can, I mean, I know they're like children, but no, you can't really explain it to kids either. They're like children. They don't understand why you're suddenly missing. And so for that reason, you know, if dogs aren't going to live forever anyway, then I would prefer that I outlive my dog, and I would rather grieve than have my dog grieve, and I want to be there for my doggy as he's going over the rainbow bridge, as they say. Okay, I'm just taking a minute so that I don't cry. Okay, moment. The other reason that I've come to accept the fact that I will have to say goodbye to him and all my animals. I've already lost a cat and we had to put her down. And so that was very hard, but I knew it was the best thing for her, and that's what made that okay. But the other reason that I think it's important that we outlive our animals is because I will get another. And Fred is sacrificing his position in the house so that we could rescue another, and so that we could take care of another animal. And it's almost like, would you say it's almost like the animal's kind of paying it forward, saying, hey, you know, you took really good care of me, and now it's time for you to take care of another four-legged friend. And so I have to tell you, I knew I was talking about this today, and I really thought I was like, I'm going to be like a professor, and I'm going to be very matter-of-fact about it, and I'm going to have no trouble discussing this because I knew I was going to do it. And holy crap, I am going to be an idiot when the time comes. Hopefully, which is many years from now, but oh my gosh, you can like talk to yourself 100 different ways and convince yourself that it's logical and it makes sense, and this is the way the world works, and life isn't fair, and this, you could insert any situation into this conversation. But holy cow. Okay, no, I'm fine. Okay, so yes, I will look at it as an opportunity to welcome another four-legged friend, and we will move on. I have to go to work, people. Okay, so I will get myself together by completely making fun of myself and laughing at myself. Do you know when you like, have you ever done that, when you start to cry like in front of other people, and then you're telling yourself, okay, you have to stop crying, and then that only winds up making it worse, and you're like talking to yourself and you're like, okay, you are clearly not helping things. And so instead you either have to inflict like physical pain on yourself, and by that I mean like pinch the shit out of yourself so that you think of pain instead of sadness, or in this case I'm just going to make fun of myself. So I don't have actual, very time-consuming, adorable, you know, requires your entire life and all of your attention. I don't have real children, but my dogs are my kids, my cat was my kid, and I am a grown-up, and yet it will, not that I'm saying for grown-ups it doesn't get any easier, but yeah, so this is kind of what I'm dealing with right now, but I'm okay. I just, you know, I'm okay. I still have to go to work, okay? So my husband and I just went out for lunch, actually for Mexican, and it was really good. We are still on the hunt for the most fabulously awesome nachos ever on the planet, like we used to have back home. Anyway, so we were walking around our new town, and I came upon this in the storefront, and I can't help it. Hold on. Is this not the cutest thing you've ever seen? Would you look at these little dancing guys? Oh my gosh, wait, I gotta pan to the right now, because there's Einstein on the right, and some kind of war man. What is that called? Like from back at the American Revolution or the Civil War? Military man, a war man. And then there's the Pope. Check out the Pope. He's got his little wave. What? I'm sorry, you guys. It's the little things that just make me so happy. Look at these little things. Come on, the bear and the frog and the panda bear with glasses. Oh my god, I can't take it. Hi guys. What's going on? Why are we looking at Dad? We're looking at Dad like he's gonna do a trick.
Nothing.
What up, Fred? What's going on? You guys. Oh, if their father's not careful, I'm gonna wind up putting him in the video in a second. What up, Fred? Oh. Well, and there goes Fred, running into the cookie jar. I just wanted to chat with you real quick. I had hit CVS the other day. I needed to get a prescription, and I also picked up a couple of little items that I wanted to comment on. I picked up a couple of the new, not the new, but I picked up a couple more shades of the Essie Gel Couture Nail Polish. This one is called, this is a pretty lavender, it's called Style in Excess. And this one in particular is called Sage I Love You. It's from their new bridal collection. So it's kept in a separate display, like when you walk into, I think I got this at CVS. Yeah. So when you walk into CVS, it's got its own new display. It's actually the shade that I am wearing right now. Please don't pay attention to my cuticles because they're awful. But this is this is this shade right here. I also picked up by Wet n Wild. I picked up their gel lip liners. And I like them so far. My impression right now is that they're actually really cool. They're a twist up lip liner, and I got the nude one, the pink one, and the slightly mauvey one, and so I'll probably be commenting on them really soon. But the whole reason I'm filming this right now is because I got these bad boys, the Beauty 360 cotton squares, which a number of you guys told me was a dupe for the Shiseido cotton squares that I get at Sephora. And I gotta tell you, I haven't used them yet, but preliminarily speaking, they look the same and they feel very similar. Like their integrity looks very, very similar. And so I am gonna be trying these out. I imagine that y'all know what you're talking about and that these are gonna be phenomenal. They were only like $4 for like 150 of them, and I paid 10 for like 165. So this is definitely a way better deal. And so finally, I also just want to thank you so much for all of the really cool feedback that you gave me on the Sephora VIB sale video that I did, which was totally informal and on the fly, but something I wanted to do anyway. And I'm really excited that you liked it so much, and I really enjoyed doing it because, like I was kind of implying, but like all of you guys actually wound up saying, it totally just felt like a conversation, and that there's definitely something to be said for that, instead of, you know, the entire like go through the routine and setup sometimes of it. It just seems sometimes a little impersonal. I try to make it as personal for you as possible, but just kind of having that last minute like I said, on the fly conversation was really, really fun. And I totally love that you guys enjoyed it as much as you did. Thank you so much for taking the time to say so. In the meantime, I hope you have a really good rest of the day, and I will see you soon. Thanks.
My other question is, apparently enough too. Oh my god, like I choked on air. What the heck was that?